Jenny, Floor, or Nais, but you can just call me your ma'am then, okay? Together with me, my co-FS student is Sir Rain Amper. He is here with us. Hello, Sir Rain. Can you say hi to our students?
Hi students, good afternoon sa inyong tanan. Kita taon niya.
All right. So we will be your teacher for today. And before we proceed, just to remind you with our about a reminder everyone for our virtual classroom rules. Okay, so we have to make sure first things first is respect one another, all right? So we'll make sure to have our ideas and opinions deserves to be respected. So we should practice it here, even if we're not in an actual classroom setting. So we can have a manageable classroom interaction for everybody. Okay, so we should create a unified goal here and we'll make sure that we can learn together and we can learn from each other as well. So that's why we need to respect one another, okay? And another is we have to pay attention. We are not that poor to the point that we can't even afford to pay attention, right? Just similar to respecting with one another, part of it is to pay attention. So you have to listen carefully and focus with our discussion. Next is to raise your hand. So if you would like to say something or you can raise your hand, we have here our option there below in our Google Meet. There is like a hand icon there. You can just tap that one whenever you would like to say something or you would like to provide your input or participate in our discussion. All right. And of course, we are also would like you to have here a voluntarily participation. So whenever you would like to participate, you can always let us know. You can just have to raise your hand, okay? And we'll make sure that this will not pressure you at the same time whenever we ask or throw questions. So just always raise your hand whenever you would like to say something. And if you have your strong internet connection, you can turn your cameras on. Yes, as much as we love to have a very interactive discussion physically, right? But yes, we encourage everyone to turn our cameras on so that we can see each other. Bisan pag kuan ka ng naka-online class lang ta. So, ma-feel na to na naka face-to-face ta if we can just see like kahit faces lang para ma-familiarize with nato ang isa't isa, no? So, but if your connection is weak or bad, that's fine as well, okay? No worries. Lastly is always mute yourself. You can only unmute yourself if your name is called during oral recitation. Okay, it would be very chaotic if you turn our mics altogether. But always make sure to turn it off because hindi natin alam, di ba? We don't want others to hear or cheat us unintentionally, unintentionally natin ma-turn on ang ating mic, di ba? So, mag-overthink dyan dapat ta, guys. And whenever we are, kung naate online class, ay, what nakabalo, sig naka-on cam na dahi ta, tas natulog na dahi, tas wala kabalo, naka-on cam dahi ka dira. So, be an overthinker. Right. So, is that crystal clear? Got that? Okay, you can turn
Yes
on your
po.
mic if you would like a yes or no response, right? Got that? Crystal clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So before we proceed to our main topic, this would be a real quick. Can you still remember the previous discussion last week? Anyone, please raise your hand for 5 points. What are the three classifications of graphics or visuals? Can you still remember your last discussion? What are the three classifications of graphics or visuals? Yes, Cherry's Kate.
Charts, table, and graphs po.
Right, very good. So our three classifications of graphics or visuals, the charts, the tables, and the graphs. Very good. Next is, what is a chart? Can you still remember what is a chart? A table and a graph? Anyone? Raise your hand. Right, other hands. All right, aside from Cherry's Kate, anyone? All right, we only have here one hand in our queue. So anyone who would like to provide their input? Yes, raise your hand, guys. What is a chart, a table, and a graph? Since you're raising your hand, are you raising your hand? Yes, Julian. I'm so sorry I didn't see that.
Charts is a graphical representation of data using symbols that are usually boxes, lines, and arrows.
All right. How about the table? What is the table? Yes. A chart is like a representation of all the data. How about the table? Yes, Juanisa. Yes, what is a table?
Table is used in displaying the number in columns at least two with headings to indicate what the table represents. It condenses and classifies information to make comparison between and among data and helps the reader grasp relationship that might be invisible in the
All right,
parse.
very good. So it would be a very great table or a graph for comparisons between among all of the data that we have. Lastly, what is graph, guys? How about graph? Yes, Cherry Skate. What is graph?
Graph is a graphical representation of data using bars for bar graph, lines for line graphs, circle for pie graphs, and picture for pictograph.
All right, very good. How about, can you tell me what are the two types of charts? Yes, the two types of charts. Can you still recall? Anyone from the class who would like to say something about what are the two types of charts? Can you still remember? Yes, Brittany K.
Organizational chart and flow chart.
Yes, thank you so much, Brittany. Very good. How about can you give me examples of a graph? What are those three examples of graph? Anyone? Anyone? Sure. Anyone? Right? Yes. Bar and phi. What else? We have here one left. Bar and phi. Yes, Julian. What's the other one?
Line graph po.
All right. Thank you so much, Julian. Yes, everyone, that's right. Bar, line, and pie. So that's all for the classifications of the graphics and the visuals. Thank you so much for that. Yes. All right. So that would be for our previous discussion. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Before we proceed, we will be having just a short introductory activity just so you can grasp ideas about what are the expected points that you may encounter later. Okay, I believe that you are all familiar with four picks one word, right? So let's begin for 5 points. Anyone, please raise your hand if you know the answer. Okay. Yes. Can you tell me what is this? What word is this under these four pictures? Yes, job, Gabriel.
Survey, ma'am.
Right, very good. Survey. How about this one? Yes, friends. Friends, rebarbas. Yes,
Observe, ma'am.
observe. All right. Thank you so much for that. All right. How about this one? Yes, Lorraine.
Research po.
Research. Very good. Okay, last one. Yes, another hands. Another hands. Another hands. I can still see here the same people. Okay, Je Digita.
Experiment, ma'am.
Experiment. Very good. Hold on nyo, oy. Nata magklase, oy, char. Okay, let's proceed to our discussion. So these are just some of the points that you will be encountering later with our discussion. So I believe that you are all guys ready for our next discussion or our topic for today. Okay, so we have here the kinds of reports, types of reports. We have our survey, technical, and field. These are the types of reports that we will be discussing today. So first is the survey report. Anyone can please read the first slide? Would like to? Yes, Cherry Skate, you can read the first slide.
Survey report represents and analyze the result of OR findings of research through survey questionnaire.
All right, thank you so much for that, Cherie. So the survey report is a document whose task is to present the information gathered during the survey in a full and objective manner. So the report presents all the results that were collected. So this is mostly observed whenever we conduct quantitative types of research, just to make sure, nakatry na ba mo research, guys? Or do you have any knowledge about research already? Nag-research na ba mo karon? Wala pa. Wala pa? Pwede mo mag-on og mic, guys. Wala pa mo naka-research or like
Right
thesis,
now.
baby
Maghimo.
thesis. Nakatry. Yes, research paper. Quantitative or qualitative research. Right? Okay, so this would be like a sort of preparation for yourself because it's like part of research, like survey, questionnaires, right? Going back, so as the results gathered from survey questionnaires from all of the respondents will be interpreted, narrowed down from the results of these questionnaires or the data from our respondents. So the entire interpretation or analysis or the answers from the survey questions will then called as the report, which is written in a narrative way. So that's the report. That's the survey report. I believe from the previous weeks you have been answering some Google forms requested by other FS students, right? Asking for your inputs, ideas, and preferences from the selected options provided in each item. And your responses from that survey will serve as our data to be analyzed. And that's where the data begin, from your responses. Again, we'll be making a report out of that responses, right? So that's the survey. What's the survey again? It is to present and analyze the results or findings of research through survey questionnaires, right? All right. So we have three objectives when we write a survey report. First one is to learn more about your target audience. Of course, before we conduct our survey, we need to think about our chosen respondents to our target audience. They will be the one who can provide us the data. So our scope from our study will include some qualified people who are intended to and who are intended to answer these survey questions. The respondent will be classified in accordance with our study. So if our study needs data about senior high school students, for example, who are struggling with financial aspect, then you can be part of the gathering of data. But we have some ethical considerations as well. We're not allowed to force students if they don't want to participate in the survey. We need to have consent, and fortunately, if they will agree, we have data privacy as well, and identities of the respondents are also vital and needs to be uh, taken into account. So that's how we learn more about our target audience. Okay. The next one is to receive feedback regarding a recent event, product, or service, right? Once you gathered all the information needed from your respondents, you will also receive their feedbacks or any responses in accordance with their interests, suggestions, ideas, or any preferences. So you will know their perspectives and their feedbacks would be your best resources to come up with such analysis or findings. Okay. The last one, we have our establishing positive relationship. So one purpose of writing a survey report is the aim to create or build a connection. So that's how vital it is. Remember, interpretations from data will be relevant and reflects significance as we obtain the primary objective of writing this report. So it is all mainly with building connections. So that's one objective whenever we write or have our survey report. So that's the objective of writing a survey report. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, let me check here. So, of course, to have a very effective and meaningful report, we need to provide emphasis with the structure or the way on how we should write it, all right? So, this would be a basic. You already know the drill whenever we are writing an essay, right? That involves an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. So we are all very familiar with the flow and presenting survey results involves these three. So introduction, the background of the survey, the methodology or the data process, the presentation analysis or results, and the conclusions and recommendations. All right, so for the introduction, it states the main purpose and encapsulates background information. So just like the similar or the usual types of writing class, we need to include the reason why we are writing this report. So this is what you're going to write in the introduction part. You have to make sure that relevant points of your survey are included in the introduction, such as dates, when did you conducted the survey, who are the groups, who are the respondents, and as well as where they are from, and also the purpose why you conducted the survey. So type of questionnaire that you have used or when it was adopted from a previous study or needs to be considered here as well. Questions from Okay, so that's for the introduction. Just necessary details, the dates, the names, location, or the respondents. Okay, be the introduction part of our survey report. Okay. Yes, for our main body. Okay, so all information collected and analyzed is presented clearly and in detail. This is where you narrow or highlight specific and relevant information or findings from your survey. So this is where you can describe significant items from the questionnaire and a very detailed data from each response, such as total counts of responses, percentage, and the systematic process of the analysis. So when we say with the introduction, they have the important details lang like names, dates, and location. And for the body, this is where we can include most or the major points, the necessary details such as the interpretation and the way or the process and how did you analyze all the data that you have. And lastly, for the conclusion, summarize the points mentioned in the previous paragraph. So this is where we summarize the points from the previous discussion in the body of our report. So it would be the final portion of our survey report. So the conclusion serves as the researchers' final say on the subject of the survey. So the conclusion should be able to wrap up the entire survey from the formulation of survey goals up to satisfaction of such objectives. Okay, so it always presents the results from your interpretation. So this is like the usual, like the same drill that whenever you're writing an essay, a formal essay, formal writing, just have to provide your final input, your final interpretation of the findings that you have gathered from all of your data. So for you to be able to write your effective conclusion as well, you have to make sure that can provide like a very small impact regarding your topic or the issue at hand, and then you're able to drive people to create decisions and take action related to the subject of the survey. So that's for the conclusion. That would be the structure whenever we write our survey report. All right. So here's an example of a survey report. Here you can observe specific details in the introduction. Can you clearly check that one? The show. You can see there the details in the introduction part as well as the body and its broad analysis and interpretation for the conclusion where you can see the findings there. All right. So that's one example of a survey report. Right. For the first in the introduction part, you can see there the date in the very first sentence as well as the respondents. So who are the respondents here? Can you tell me who are the respondents here? Anyone? Yes. You can say it's the 16 overseas postgraduate students at the University of England. Yes. Okay. Yes, all right. That's for the survey report. Any questions, guys? Any clarifications? Yes? You can turn on your microphone if you would like to ask something, okay? And okay, if there's none, just to make sure that if you understand everything, please raise your hand if you know the answers. Okay, I will be providing 5 points if you would like to answer with our question. Okay, number one, just to make sure, what are the three objectives of a survey report? Anyone from the class would like to? Okay, Jansel Kyle, yes, Jansel Kyle. What are the three objectives of a survey report?
To learn more about your target audience, receive feedback regarding a recent event, product, or service, and establish positive relationships.
All right. Thank you so much, Jansel. Very good. So that's for the three objectives of a survey report. How about the definition of a survey report? Can you tell me what is a survey report? Anyone? Yes, Cherry's Kate.
It present and analyze the result or findings of research through survey questionnaire.
All right. Thank you so much, Cherise. How about, can you state or recite the three types or structures of a survey report? Yes, Gilbert.
Um, the three structure of survey report is introduction, main body, and conclusion.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Okay. How about this one? In a survey report, a questionnaire is necessary. True or false? You can answer, everyone. You can type in your answer, true or false, in the chat box. Yes? True or false? Everyone can answer this question in the chat box. Is in a survey report, a questionnaire is necessary. True or false? Hello, nalagyan nag-answer of false. Char. Right, everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, it's very necessary because questionnaire will be always part of our survey. This would be our main part with gathering all of our data. So it's very necessary to have our questionnaire in our survey report. All right. Thank you so much, class. Okay, let's move on to our next type of report, which is the scientific technical report. All right. So just to make sure, class, it is a written document detailing the results of project that needs different approaches of data collection to convey technical information, right? So this is considered to be a detailed document written by a researcher. So I believe scientific or a tactical report is a lengthy type of writing. So I believe this might be a critical and a bloody one. Technical and scientific report. So this is usually produced to report on a specific research specification. So this is usually produced to report and of accountability of the organization funding the research. Okay, so it has or it includes research problem or project na propose following a systematic process or methods to achieve their goals or their plans in that project. So it is technical in a way that it has approaches, different types of methods that they use in order to gather all the data. So in order to achieve their proposed plan or project, they basically gathered all the necessary methods that are very useful or helpful to gather or collect data. So basically, the written report will discuss about the process, how the project or experiment was established. So that's for the scientific and technical report. So just like the survey report, the technical report has 5 objectives as well. Again, unsa na itong 3 objectives sa survey report? Can you still remember? Unsa ganito, guys? Raise your hand. Yes, Charisse?
Learn more about your target audience, receive feedback regarding a recent event, product, or service, and last, establish positive relationship.
All right, very good. Thank you so much, Charisse. All right, so let's proceed. So, one of the objectives of our technical report is the information. All right. So it's all about searching data. So in order to write an effective technical report, of course, we need to make sure that all the data provided are relevant and accurate. So every information should have main points, which is discussed in a detailed way. As what I've said, it is a very lengthy type of paper, so any relevant information that are connected to make the process more meaningful should also be included in the report because it always a broad discussion. So that is why we need to provide important details that can be used to help develop the proposal or the project experiment. So, one primary purpose of writing a technical report is to, I'm so sorry for the background noise. Yes, develop a proposal and to make sure that everything is detailed. All right. So, with the experiment, one objective or one important purpose of writing our technical report is to conduct experiments of test. The purpose is to report on what you did, what you learned from the experiment, and why the findings matter. So the marker is looking for evidence that you understand what happened. So why it happened and what it signifies in relation to the experimental aim. So an experiment is a procedure carried out to a support to refute a hypothesis. So it is vital for technical report writing because experiments provide insight into a cause and effect by demonstrating what outcome occurs when a particular factor is manipulated. So that's very important to make sure to have these measures to test their other approaches to in order for them to proceed to the next step. So they have to make sure that the validations from the experiments that they have should be I mean, execute in a particular or in a right way so that they can make relevant and accurate results. Next is the prototypes. So we have here building out elements of a solution to gather information. So the discussion in the prototype, its purpose will revolve around building out elements of a solution to gather information. So it is done with an early sample model or release of a product built to test a concept or process. So prototype is generally speaking a preliminary model designed to guide the development of a complex project. So in technical report writing, a prototype might be a full table of contents. So and one of the two complete chapters. So if conducting a survey is an important part of your project, your prototype might be a complete survey as well of a small number of subjects. So it is designed to iron out the kinks in the questions you want to ask. So it is basically the means to an end. Its purpose is to identify the flaws in your work early in the process. So when you say from the experiment, right, you said that it's still validating. They are still measuring all the expect before they proceed to the next step. And for the prototypes, they are making sure that everything is filtered, all the errors that they have seen from the data that they have interpret. They have to make sure that everything is filtered before they proceed. The errors are already removed from all the data. And after that, they can proceed to the next steps, and then we can produce more solutions with their problems, with their um, providing more solutions to their proposal of their projects, right? So that's for the prototypes. Next is the infrastructure. So infrastructure, it has tools used to achieve goals. So what is their goal, right? For example, our uh, purpose, our goal is to make sure that everything is, for example, in an online class setting, we'll make sure to make an effective setup with our discussion. So we need to make sure that everything is assessed, our tools that are using. The main focus of the main focus here is that you are reliant with the tools in order for you to proceed or to make such interpretations or findings in order to create or like making a movement or a progress with your study or your project. So yes, we have platforms, different platforms that we are using to have different interactive discussion to make it more meaningful. We have assessed a lot of tools and tests if this would be helpful or um, good for everyone. So That's for the infrastructure, the tools that they're using in order for them to in order for them to create a more valid and more um, productive progress with their study or their project. Lastly, the measurement and calculation. So developing measurements, calculations, metrics, reports, and benchmarks. So the main purpose of scientific report is to communicate the finding from the work and to help the reader to understand them. So the report should include a record of the process used to establish the findings, all right? So they can be reproduced at a later stage for validation. That is why we need to conduct a lot of assessment or tests to measure the results of our data. We weigh the pros and cons of its relevance and the level of effectiveness of these findings resulted from various interpretations. So we are not just manipulating data to come up with such conclusion, but it includes a wider or a broad validation to come up with such a better solution. So that's for the measurement and calculation. So that's one or the last primary or objective of writing a technical report. So they have to make sure that everything is validated, everything is tested, everything is measured, and data should always be filtered and errors are also seen before they proceed to the next step of their study or their project. All right. So are you still with me, everyone? Are you still with me?
Yes po, ma'am.
All
Yes,
right.
po.
Thank you, Job and Amper. Thank you so much for that. All right. So let's proceed to the structure of technical report. Yay. Thanks, Lorraine and Honey. All right. So our structure of technical report. I do apologize for my background noise, guys. It's very loud in here. Okay. So you can still hear me, right? Despite of my
Yes, ma'am.
loud background
Yes
noise.
po,
Yes, ma'am.
Right,
ma'am.
thank you. Pagara jud na sila ay basta mag-video ko. Okay. So as you observe, it was already provided here the overview or the flow of how the process of writing a technical report. So we have here 12 structures that we need to consider when we write our technical report. So as what I've said, this type of report is very lengthy, it's very bloody, it's very verbose, a lot of writings that we need to consider. So it's very lengthy. So, but it won't be too difficult for you since these were already introduced to you since just like you know already the drill. It would always be like steps that you need to just follow. So this would be very simple for you guys. So to you guys, just to make sure you're still with me, right? Yes. Bug po no, guys.
Yes po.
Mga manok lang sa
Yes,
tubag.
ma'am.
Yay, thank you so much for your responses, guys. John, Sophia, Job, Jay, Lorraine. All right, thank you. All right, so let's start with the first one, the letter of transmittal. Okay, anyone? Can you volunteer to read this slide? Anyone would like to read the slide? Yes, Lorraine?
Matter of transmittal, a statement of title or a purpose of report, a statement of who authorized the project and when.
Ano pa? Yes, a
Hmm.
statement of method used in
Used
the
in a project
project.
of the principal results, conclusion, and recommendations. An acknowledgement of any assistance received in preparing the material.
All right, thank you so much for that. Okay, so the purpose of a transmittal letter is to simply provide important information about the accompanying report. So keep your letter less to than just a page with sentences briefly outlining only the specific details the recipient needs to know before opening or reading your report. So this is like a very first page where of your technical report. So it's like an acknowledgement about how or what are the experiences before the report was completely done with writing of all the necessary details from the results and the data that they come up with the interpretations after all of the interpretations. So The very first section of your technical report, it is like a usual acknowledgement letter with glimpse of experiences on how the report was conducted. So this is an example of the letter, the transmittal letter. You can see here that it was written concisely and very clear, right? It's just very direct and clear. It's concise. The recipient should be able to easily read and understand exactly what the document attached is for. And you can see there in the letter, paragraph should contain the purpose of the letter where you're writing the report, what is all about. This paragraph should contain the background details about the documents, who prepared it, and when did it happen. And also details about the attached documents, such as important information about the recipients that needs to understand about the document. So you can see there the overview of the results in the body of the letter. Can also highlight there the main results and other surprising results. And lastly, will be the conclusion paragraph. You can see there wherein you will be providing any additional notes that you are about to call action if needed. You can see there if you should have any questions concerning our project and paper, please feel free to contact Mike Bridge at 4915-048. All right, so that's for the transmittal letter. All right. Okay. Next, we have our title page. This is the part of our uh, second part of writing our technical report. So it always have a title page. Every types of writings or any forms of writings, it always have our title page. So the usual elements here, the title, the name and position of writer, the name and position of principal reader, the date of submission. So the title page is the first page of your article, and therefore it is important to have a well-formatted title page that clearly represents your report. Okay, so class, this page should sorry sa akong voice nag-crack. It should include all the information necessary for a reader to identify the contents of the article, its authors, and basically origin of the article and the article type. So also it was also include here that you can say that your report has a very good title if it answers these two basic questions. And the first one is, what is the subject of the report and what type of report is this? Okay, so yes, you have to make sure that it's just a title, but it's very vital. So it should always be made with effort. So yes, that's for the title page. Okay, next is the abstract. Okay, anyone can read this slide for me? Yes. All right, Gilbert.
Abstract. Brief, brief technical summary, usually not more than 200 words of the report. Use technical terminology and refer to the advanced concepts. Basic type of abstract are descriptive and informative abstract.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Gilbert. Okay, so that's the abstract. So an abstract lets readers get the gist or essence of your paper or report quickly. So in order to decide whether to read the full paper, right, remember the technical report is very lengthy, so it's very impossible for a person, if they are not really interested with your project, they will not read your paper at all. So in the abstract, you have to make sure that it is very interesting in the way you write it, because an abstract prepares readers to follow the detailed information, the analysis, the arguments in your report. And later, an abstract helps readers remember key points from your paper. So abstract is very important. Okay, so that's a very important point for you to remember whenever you are writing your abstract in your technical report. Next is the table of contents. Okay, anyone, can you read this for me? Yes, Lorraine?
Table of contents enable different readers to turn to specific pages to find information they want. Guide to report structure, coverage, and pagination.
All right, thank you so much, Lorraine. So the purpose of the table of contents is to give an overview of the subject matter and the structure of the report. So that readers can easily jump to a specific part of the text containing the information that they need. So that's very important since technical report includes a lot of pages, so it's very important to make your table of contents organized, and it should follow a proper format. Okay, let's proceed with the next. It's the executive summary. Anyone from the class can read the slide? Yes, another hands na naman. Okay, Liza.
Sometimes called executive overview or the management summary in the technical report structure.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Liza. So basically, an executive summary should summarize the key points of the report. So it should restate the purpose of the report, highlight the major points of the report, and describes any results, conclusions, or recommendations from the report. So it is just a brief and clear discussion of the major points of the report. So that's how just always the summarization of the key points or the main important points in our report or in our analysis. So that's from our discussion from the measurements and the gathering of data. So this is just like a summary of all of the important points and details from all the results. So just that's for the executive summary. All right. Next is the glossary and list of symbols. Okay. Yes. Let me hear Nash. Yes, Nash.
Hello, ma'am. Madunggan ko, ma'am.
Yes.
Alphabetic list of definitions, as asterisk, or any other notation can be used along the word to tell the audience that the word is defined in glossary.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Nash. So basically, this is always a list of definitions, right? The glossary. You may include a glossary in a technical report if it uses a number of terms with which readers may not be familiar. So when including a glossary, note its existence in a footnote in the body of the report, just like the asterisk, the abbreviations, and the symbols notated in the body of the report. So the purpose of these or to help novice researchers in understanding basic research terminologies in educational research. So it provides definition of many of the terms used in the guidebooks or conducting researches and other methods of studies that terms are in range or engage in an unfamiliar words or terms being used in the paragraphs or any of the writings in the report. So it is also arranged in an alphabetical order, right? So again, since we have plenty of structures here, just making sure that you still remember everything, just a quick recap. What would be the first one again? The first one, it's the letter of transmittal. What would be the next with or the second one after the letter of transmittal? Can you still remember? Yes? Yes, Jansel?
Title page.
Yes, very good. It follows with the title page. How about the third? Yes, Angeline as Aristilla.
Abstract po.
Right, very good. Abstract. How about Gilbert? What's after the abstract?
Table
Yes,
of contents.
table of contents. Very good. Cherise, yes, what's after table of contents?
Executive summary po.
Executive summary. And lastly, yes, Brittany.
Glossary and list of symbols.
All right, glossary. Okay, again, the transmittal, the letter of transmittal, followed with the title page. The next is the abstract, table of contents, executive summary, and the glossary. So that's the six first structures of writing a technical report. For the last five structures, the continuation will be discussed by your Sir Rain.
Hi, students. Good afternoon.
Afternoon po.
Afternoon, sir.
Good
Hi,
afternoon.
sir. Hi. Okay, good afternoon. So, thank you, Ma'am Denny, for the precise explanation or discussion of the download ceremonies. Okay, na late. Okay. Thank you, Ma'am Denny, once again sa precise nga explanation sa tong first nga mga structure sa to ang kaning third nga ay second type sa report na to. Unsa ganing first second type of report na to? Hello, everyone. Ine, hello? Hello, hello.
Ano yun, sir?
Unsa ito tong second type, di ba? Atong first nga type of report is survey report. So, unsa gini karon ang second type na to? Okay, Julian.
Scientific technical report po.
Okay, thank you so much, Julian. Julian has been very participative since paganina. Thank you, Julian. Karon guys, relax at kadali, no? Okay. I would just like to highlight this na whenever I ask questions, I want you to volunteer. Pero dili naman necessary nga mag-raise ang hand ha. If I ask questions to you, when I mag-volunteer, mag-raise hands din hapon, you can volunteer to answer the questions. Pero if wala mo volunteer, I will ask the question, then I will call students. Okay? Clear ba na? Clear ba tadra nga side, guys?
Yes po.
Okay, thank you, Charis Kate. Charis Kate. How do you pronounce your name, Charis Kate?
Cherry skate po. Yan po.
Okay, Charis Kate. Thank you. Okay, Charis Kate. So, okay, class. Proceed sa introduction part. Okay. Okay, next ko, Ma'am Denny. Okay. Okay, class. Okay, kanya. Let us remember that the first part, starting from the letter of transmittal up to the glossary, are the first pages prior to the main text of our research paper. Okay, gikan dito sa letter of transmittal up to the glossary, those are called the front matters. Okay, so those are basically the papers before your main idea of the text. So karon nga part guys, sa introduction na to, dire mag-start atong main idea of the text. So okay. So let's start this. Okay. I would like to encourage everyone to participate or to open your cameras, be participative kay it's good to be participative, and the more senses involved, the better the learning experience. Okay. Okay. And now for the introduction, we just have to remember these things, guys, when we talk about the introduction. First, the objectives. Objectives. Second, scope. Third, importance. And fourth, the methods. Okay. Who would like to volunteer to read these first bullets of the introduction? Raise your hand, everyone. Okay, Sophia Pauline Rosales, you may have the floor.
Okay, so introduction is basically an overview of the report sections and methods of approach.
I'm sorry. Then I think na good ang slide. Okay, so dire. Usab ulit Ma'am Sophia, sorry po.
Okay lang po, sir. Okay, introduction is the main aim, objective, and scope of the report, and it identifies the importance of the current project for scientific knowledge or commercial operations.
Okay. First is first bullet states about the objective. Objective means the aim or your intention or what does your study is intended about. Okay. When you write a research paper, daghang kay kag mga papel ra, kay mga papel, daghang kay process, daghang kay parts of papers. When you finish your research paper, when you finish gathering all the data, mag-prepare kag report after ana. You will present the report to your research advisors, to your teachers, and basically to your specific audiences. And the first part in your introduction should have this objective. You must state your objective in the introduction of your report. Gets ba? Magsugod ka mismo sa pag-state sa imong objective and the scope of your report. Sige. Okay ba? Gets ba ta diri nga side?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sige. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Lorraine. Okay. Second bullet is identify the importance of the current project for scientific knowledge or commercial operations. Now, dire mo sulod ang word nga importance or significance. Unsay significance ng study? Usually, this part of your introduction, nalanin siya sa mga one paragraph, tapos consisting of 3 to 5 sentences. Pero depende gapon sa inyong teacher po if unsaon niya ang format ane. Pero usually, kaning parts introduction, kaning significance of your study, nalanin siya sa mga 1 to 2 paragraph. Okay. So, again introduction, you must state first your objective, the objective of your study, the scope of the report of your study, and third is the importance or the significance. Okay, clear ba? Hello, everyone, clear ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so thank you. So, next then. Okay. Sa next bullet, introduction is an overview of the reporter sections and methods of approach. So, kani, I have a question. Unsa man yung mga methods and approaches? Who can give me examples, methods of approaches about research? Okay, research methods or approaches. Okay, who can volunteer? Who has an idea? Okay. None? Sige, mag-call kog students ha. Nag-call tag students. Wait. Okay, I would like to hear a word from Miss Roxanne Carina. Hi, Ma'am Roxanne. Good afternoon. Hello, Ma'am Roxanne. Are you there? Uy, wala si Ma'am Roxanne. Sige. Next na lang. Proceed sa next nga student class. Man to. Natay, kitaan ganina. Wait lang. Okay, kani siya. I may be sound biased, but I would call him Mr. Adrian Amper, kani kay Agaw. Go! Adrian Amper. Parehas pag yun may surname. Adrian, are you there, Adrian? Hi. Isa mo ito nag-raise of hand. Wala si Adrian. Okay. Sige, wala man. Sige, si Gilbert Villanueva na lang. Kaya siya mayang kuan. Sige, Gilbert.
Ano sir?
May idea?
Yes, quantitative method, quantitative and qualitative and mixed method examples.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, correct to siya, no? When you write an introduction, the first is an overview of the report section. Something overview, kumbaga, the overview, ang general point of view sa inyong study. So, report man niyo siya. So, unsa siya as a whole. So, you must present it in your introduction part. Don't forget that. And second is this methods of approach. Basically, pwede na siya katong quantitative, qualitative research methods, or pwede po siya the experiments ba ang pag-gather niyo sa data, surveys ba siya, pinag survey, questionnaires ba, or interviews or approach, or any approach. Basically, the what and hows of your study. Kaya, guys, remember na to na yung mga butang ha kay these things will magbalik-balik lang yun siya until mag-grade 12 mo, until mag-college mo, ha? So, let us remember this. So, better na karon pa lang is ma-observe na nato siya. Okay, so next, ma'am then. Okay, so indication of scope and limitation of the study. Okay, guys, kaya remember this. We can only do so much but not everything, ha? Everything should have a limit. When you state your reports, when you state your study in a report, in this technical report, you must consider the scope and limitation. Okay. Na may parts in yung paper na limitations and scope and limitation of the study, right? Yung naman tayo scope and limitation nga part dara. So karon guys, ato siyang kwaon, ang gist ato nga part, ibalhin natin butan nato sa introduction, atong i-restate siya here sa introduction part. Okay? Para nalay gist ba magbasa sa introduction ninyo nga kanina gigamit nga kanila gigamit nga methods, kaniyang scope ng gibuhat. Og next is outline of materials presented in a report. Basically kaning outline guys, general description lang siya or mga essential data about general data about sa imong study, pero dili siya stated in a detailed manner. Okay? Again ha, sa outlines of materials sa last part sa introduction, general description lang siya sa mga data ngayon yung nag-gather sa yung study, pero dili siya in a detailed manner. Okay. Guys, sabtan ba? Am I so fast or kaning confusing? You may respond. Hello?
Okay lang naman po.
Okay lang. Okay lang daw. Yes, Sophia, you raised your hand. I mean,
Pwede niyo i-explain balik ning sa last part, sir, sa introduction.
Kining outline of materials, Sophia?
Opo.
Okay. Any outline of material presented in the rest of report. So basically, when you do a research class, di ba, na mo mga methods kung sa inyo pagtanda ng research, na may introduction, kung sa mga gipaputang yung research, wala po yung mga data nga nag-gathers yung research. Kaning last part yung introduction, outline of material presented in the rest of report. Detailed ni siya, I mean, general description ni siya sa mga essential ng mga data nga nakuha ninyo o ginsan ninyo pag-gather ang data. Could be materials, outline of material presented in the rest of report. Pwede ni siya class kaning itong interview materials, survey materials, or any materials class nga magamit ninyo in data gathering. So, i-outline ninyo diri sa last parts ng introduction, but not really detailed. Okay? Although, yes, magbutang po mga details, pero not everything. Kay ang next aning part kay introduction man, which is the main point of the study, the meat of the entire paper. So dito ta mag-state. So diri as introduction, Ma'am Sofia, tumbahaton diri is outline lang. So mga general descriptions lang, i-mention lang nato sila sa mga materials nga gamit nato o mga datas nga ato ang nag-gather. So clear ba Ma'am Sofia? Nasabtan ba guys?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Ma'am Sofia. Sige. Ma'am Denny, next po. Okay, guys, humana to sa introduction part. So, dire na to sa body. Kaning body, dire mo na, consider na to, kanila yung timanahan. Body, general data section. Nadilita ng mga data nimo nga completely elucidated and explained. Okay, gi-elaborate nimo tanan mo data dire, ginsan ninyo paggamit ng kuan, ginsan ninyo paggamit inyong materials, ginsan ninyo siya kanang unsa ang mga materials nga nagagamit ninyo o unsa ang mga data mismo. Ang mga data mismo nga man na present. I-present niyo dito sa body. Okay. Can I have a volunteer to read these bullets about body? Okay. Uptik lagi kay ni si Lorraine. Sige, Lorraine Rico.
Body. It includes the all main content of the report. Example, what task was at hand? What were the findings? What methodology was used to find the findings? And comparison and discussion of the results.
Okay, thank you. Sa mga nakagets dayon, congrats sa inyo. Pero kato medyo kilid gamay. Ato na to siya. Kaning basically the body, just like what I said kanina, general data section. So, what task at hand? What were the findings, the methodology used in the findings, and comparison and discussion of the results. So, diri ay sa man ni source na graph. Ay, unsay na graph, Ma'am Lorraine? No? Source na graph. Okay, proceed na guys. Okay. Okay, again ha. Basta when you say body, general data section. Then nabutang ang mga ay, it's okay, Ma'am Lorraine. Sige. Body, din nabutang yung mga general data. Ang mga data nga gibutang nimo dire, giyon sa nimo pag-gather ang data. Unsa mga methods imong gigamit para makuha ang mga data o giyon sa nimo pag-analyze ang mga data sa findings nila o comparison sa discussion o sa result. Okay ha? Relax sa diri sa body kay general data section eh. Basically tanan nga nag-gather niyo nga data o giyon sa siya process o giyon sa pag-analyze. Okay, clear ba ta diri tanan sa body, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I want to hear from Kuan. Agaw Adrian, napakadra. Are you still here? Asa man si Agaw? Si Agaw Adrian, wala man. Sige, Ma'am Denny, proceed po ta. Hinay signal. Okay. Laban lang dra, Agaw. Okay, guys. Conclusion na tanga part ha. After your body, conclusion. Let us just remember this thing. When you say conclusion, the therefore part. The therefore, the study, the blah, 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 na. This is the end, or the conclusion, the concluding part of your report. Okay, di ba? Naman tayo process sa intro, body, and conclusion. So, here conclusion, dito mag-end, o dito mag-conclude. Sige, I would love to hear from a volunteer. Kinsa may gusto mag-volunteer? Volunteer. Lorraine, dagan na kag points Lorraine. Lapas na ka sa langit Lorraine. Sige, Gilbert, Mr. Gilbert Villanueva.
Sir, basahon na, sir.
Yes, Sir Gilbert.
Okay. Conclusion. It's answer the question raised by the original research problem, objective of the study. Should be a condensed version of the intervening section giving the key findings of the work.
Okay, so thank you Sir Gilbert, no? Ano na siya guys? When you conduct a research, syempre nagita yung research question. Katong question na to, muna atong himong objectives nga matubag na siya at the end of our research. Okay. In this first bullet about of our conclusion, yun siya nga, it answers the question raised by the original research problem or objectives of the study. Okay, i-state nimo dire tong question nga natubag sa imong study. So basically, what is your study about? I-present mo sa conclusion kung unsa to nga question imong gusto mating. Unsa may example sa mga research question? Pila ka buok? How many students ang kaning naka-experience og anxiety? How many students are lacking of kaning personal motivation in online class? Basically mga yan ang mga butang about your research question. Okay, so guys, lumurag na sabat, nabisi lagi mo sa group chat. Okay. Sige. Ano ta? Basta conclusion ha. Itubag nimo ang imong research question. Na may part guys sa paper na to nga mag-state ta sa tong research question sa tong paper. Pero dito sa tong report, state nato siya di ba? Dito man to gayon nas introduction. So karon diri sa conclusion, ato na siyang itubagon. Okay ha? Dapat yun nato tubagon ang mga bagay-bagay guys. Sige. Should be condensed version of the intervening sections giving the key findings of the work. Okay, condensed version ha. Meaning, imo nang nasala, gi-conclude nimo ang katong mga findings nga nagather nimo sa imong data or sa imong study. Condensed version, in short, this is money. Therefore, from the gathered data, this is the milet-milet. Yan ha. Conclusion, natubag nimo imong research question o kaning gi-state nimo ang condensed version sa imong findings. Okay? Clear ba ta diri sa conclusion, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Sige. Okay, thank you. Okay, conclusion. Apa dito sa conclusion gyapon? Reference to original aims and objectives of report, limitations and advantages of findings, objective opinion, evaluation, or judgment of the evidence. So, same lang gyapon, no? Pero nag-add lang sila mga details. Basically, kaning reference to original aims, the limitations sa imong study sa findings, o objective opinion. Okay, class, when you say objective opinion, muna siya ang opinion, ay, sige. Kinsa may maka-differentiate sa sa meaning sa objective o subjective? Any volunteer? Objective and subjective. Okay? Any hand? Any volunteer? Oy, Ninya Angelo Sarto.
Ang objective, sir, is mostly not contained or influenced by your personal feelings, while subjective is more on, the opposite of objective lang po. It can be influenced by your personal opinions and feelings.
Yes, thank you so much. Correct, Ninya, no? Objective opinion is you are influenced by feelings or opinions by other people, and subjective is objective is you are not influenced by the opinions or the feelings of other people or your own feelings, and subjective is the opposite nga kining kuan ka dali lang ka sa mga feelings or opinions sa uban, and it could trigger the accuracy of your kaning data. Sige, so dili ta mag-objective guys, dapat dili ta mag-subjective, dapat objective ta. Okay, next po, Ma'am Denny. Okay, recommendations. Nana si Agaw Amper. Can you read this, Agaw Amper? I would really love to hear your voice.
Sige, sir.
Okay, go.
Recommendation. It tells the reader what to do, what decision to make, what course of action to take, what solution is superior, or what further works needs to be undertaken.
Okay. Thank you, Agaw, Adrian Amper. Okay, guys, recommendation ha, dito ma-stress. From the data presented, what what then does your report recommend? So may ana lang ang mga question ang itubakan ng recommendation. Basically, it could state to enhance or to improve the study more. Kaya niya. So recommendation, pagka-state ano niya kay kuan, from the data presented, what does then your report recommended? Okay, from the data presented, the report would recommend to enhance or to improve the study in the aspect of na siya ha kanang yan ang recommendation guys. Okay. Clear ba ta diri sa recommendation class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Ma'am then, next po. Feasible na. Okay, so recommendation gihapon in the technical report structure should be feasible and appropriate to the problem. Syempre, nag-establish di ba tag limitations and scope. So dapat atong recommendation pod kay is feasible, related lang siya o related lang siya o connected lang po siya sa tuwang problem. Di na tayo palayo mayo ha kay lisod ng malayo. Sana all. Sige. Next po, Ma'am Denny. Okay, so appendix na ta guys. Kanang appendix, an appendix is any section that follows the body of the report and the list of reference bibliography, glossary, or list of symbols. Basically guys, muna ni siya ang kung katong first nga gi-explain ni Ma'am Dennis inyo kanina, atong first structures of field report, kaning technical report, mato siya ang front matters. Kani sila dire, back matters na ni sila. Murag mga end na ni sila sa mga papers nimo. These are the papers before you explained after you explained the main idea. So man siya yung ilalom sa paper. So front matter, the actual paper and the back matter. And siya, these are the papers kaning ilalom na simuhang actual paper or ilalom na sa main idea after you stated the main idea. Okay ba ta darang aside pa? Okay pa guys?
Okay, sir.
Yes po.
Oh. Yes, sir.
Opo. Lorraine, it could be back page, it could be back matter. Ana. Actually, ma-mention na to siya later po, no? Pero ma-apply man po dito siya nga term diri sa to. So, for conciseness in the report, this information is separated from the body. Okay, di ba? So, appendices are usually lettered rather than numbered and are listed in the table of contents. Okay. Naka-write na diba tag kaning mga appendix dire, mga appendices sa tong paper. Dito na to ibutang glossary, ang mga letters, ang mga CV na to, na to dire pang plaster na to dire sa appendix. Okay. So, yeah, sabot-sabot naman kayong appendix. Next daw, Ma'am Denny. Okay. Guys, unsa gito tong first nga type of report? Raise hand yon. Okay, Geraldine, Granada.
Introduction, sir.
No. First kind of report. Next, Julian Flores.
Survey report po.
Yes, thank you, Julian. Okay, second part of our report. Second type of report. Okay, Brittany K. Oblianda.
Scientific technical report.
Okay, thank you. So, muto siya guys, no? Natay survey report, natay scientific or technical report, and kanito ang karon ni katulon na to ang type of report is field report laboratory. So, who would love to read this? Tikan ko, tikan nila, share skate. Any other hand? Ang isa pa may nadrela, wala na ako nakita tanan. Wait. Okay, Geraldine Granada.
Field report laboratory. A complete detailed report of an experiment. And information provided in a lab report should be specific enough that the reader would be able to replicate the experiment.
Okay. Guys, medyo confusing niya siya gamay, pero ano na to siya para dili ta ma-stress. Field report laboratory, duha ni siya, observation and experiment. Okay sa observation, pwede kaning field report laboratory, nag-observe kag people, nag-observe kag places, nag-observe kag events or culture. Muna mong studyhan. Pag mag-observe kag people, places, events, or culture, etc. And ikaduha, experiment. It could be any laboratory works. Pwede siya sa food or chemicals or anything na nag-related sa laboratory works. Okay, nga na ang field report laboratory You will observe and experiment. Okay. Gets ba nato diri guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. Basta manutitiman na to. Sige, okay. Let's proceed to the structure of writing a field report laboratory. Okay, there na guys. The front matter. Sige, next daw, Ma'am Denny. Okay, front covers, title page, table of contents. Okay, kaning front covers guys, pwede na siya picture or the text regarding your regarding your report. Okay ha, maning front cover, pwede mo siya picture, pwede siya text lang ang ibutang dara. Okay, basically yeah, the front cover of your report. Next is the title page. Title page, yeah, basically the title of the report or the title sa imong sa study report ng imong ginabuhat. And next is the table of contents, the section headings and page numbers. Katong mga the list of orders of the details nga naa sa imong report. Okay. Guess pa man ta diri sa front matter guys, no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's now proceed to the body of report. This is the body guys, medyo kansya no? Medyo mas compressed na siya kumpara atong sa isa ganina katong technical report kay daghan taas kay siya process, taas kay siya. Diri ang body lang niya is duha lang, is abstract and conclusion lang. And sa abstract is we could have here a brief informational synopsis of your experiment. Yeah, basically what is the report all about? So yeah, it's the abstract. Usually na siya sa mga two paragraphs. Ngayon lang ni siya. And the conclusion. Na the conclusion, duha na po ni siya. Brief summary of the informal statement of the achievements and claims. So class, remember na nato nga sa body of report, duha lang ni siya. Abstract, unsang imong report about. Kaya next is conclusion, kung unsay mga brief summary sa imong sa imong mga data, unsay mga na-conclude nimo, ana actually balik lang yan to at same lang gyapon tong uban nga conclusion. So yeah. Okay, guys, clear ba ta dire? Kaya mga concept mong diri apo the mga terms ba kay medyo similar lang atong sa similar lang atong ganina and balik lang po ang ubang term dire. Okay ra ba guys? Masabtan ra ba?
All clear, sir.
Okay. Bisig si Lorraine lang aning tingin, bisig si Lorraine lang ang nakagets ba? Agaw Adrian, gaw. Kagets ka gaw? Yes, okay, gets din yung job. Okay, thank you so much guys. Sige. Next po, Mandeni. Okay, results and discussion. Conveys results relevant to the goals of the experiment, analyzes the results and discusses their implications. Okay, results and discussion. Yeah, sa term pa lang, results and discussion, gi-state nimo ang results sa imong report and gi-discuss nimo siya with the analysis and unsa implication ani niya sa inyong study. So, yan ang resulta. So, kinsa pa yung idea about any results and discussion? Kinsa pa na ay idea dra? Who wants to volunteer? I want to hear your inputs, guys. You know. Okay, wala mo volunteers kay I will call names. Okay lang, wala mo volunteer. Mag-call na kog names ha. Okay lang. Ay, okay. Kuan lang guys, kining isa pa nailaing ideas about the results and discussion. I want to hear your inputs lang about results and discussion. Who want to volunteer? Sa man eh. Okay, Charles Kate Lara, sige daw, go daw.
Result section is a section containing a description about for research, whereas the discussion section interprets the result for readers and provides significance of the findings.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Ma'am Charles Kate sa imong input, no. So, guys, remember na to ha, basta results and discussion, you will state your results, the findings of your experiment or observation, and then you analyze it through comparing or stating its implications to your field, to your field of education, to the field sa mga tao, sa mga ana, sa mga bagay-bagay. Okay, results and discussion ha, kagaya sa mga na. Okay, guys, list of references or bibliography Yeah, mga but din nato ipambutang ato mga references na mga RL kag kabalo naman man di ba? Mga result. Kinsa na naka-slide diri sulat og references sa kuan sa lahang paper. Kinsa na naka-try, kinsa na naka-try.
Sir, katong
Oy,
sa position paper po.
Yes, unsa inyong gigamit nga kuan? Reference list of referencing style. Oy,
APA.
Gilbert, ano ba? Okay, thank you.
APA
So APA
form po.
na kuan.
Format po.
Okay, APA, unsa may meaning sa APA? Hello? wala na wala na mingog. Wala sa APA nga kuan pero unsa may meaning sa APA? Wala nag-search pa sa Google. Hala. Search. Okay, Gilbert Villanueva, ikaw may first. Sige daw.
Cancer, meaning sa isa, American Psychological Association.
Si association.
Association dahil.
American Psychological Association po.
Okay, nanonood na si Lorraine. Sige, tayo mo kay Lorraine. Sige, thank you Gilbert and Lorraine. Tama to no. So, muna siya atong list of references. Dugang klase-klase, na kanang Chicago, na PA, dugang klase nga formatting. Pero diri ato is ginagamit na to is kining APA jud. Usually mga 7th edition. Okay. So, next po ta, Ma'am Den. Okay, so guys, back matter na ta. Muna ito ganin na, itong mga appendix, mga indexes. Appendix, can you read? Isa mo volunteer. Uy, kinsa ito nakaw na ganina? Si Job Gabriel. Job Gabriel.
Appendicize. Contain material that is too detailed to include in the main report.
Okay, appendices, no? Appendices. Contain material that is too detailed to include in the report. Okay, muna na siya ganina guys. Pwede na ito yung mga CV dire, itong mga details, itong mga first-hand account nga gamit ninyo sa inyong methods, katong mga survey questionnaires ba kung nagamit mo survey questionnaires, ibutang niyo dito itong sample sa inyong questionnaires. Ayan na. So, next daw, isang basa sa indices. Indexes dahil, sorry. Joanna Danica Franco.
Indexes, a list of the main contents or items appearing in a report such as personal or geographical names or other topics, arranged in alphabetical order.
Okay. Guys, di man na to dire basta back matter na siya appendices o indices. Kani nga mga matters diriya sa kuan, ilalam na sa paper ha, manin sila ang mga karagdagan nga information nga dili na nimo necessary nga ibutang sa mong body. Okay ha. So next data Ma'am Denny. Okay, guys, kaniya manawag og students ha. Can you tell me that 3 types of report nga na mention nato? I will call kinsa man natong tawagon. Si Je Dejadina. Je Dejadina. Hello, Je, are you there? Hello, Angeline Australia. You raised your hand. You want to volunteer? Man to si Je. Nawala man si Je. Okay, guy. I-repeat ng question ha. Who can give me the 3 types of report nga itong na-discuss na karon so far? Okay, Glyza.
Survey report, scientific technical report, and last field report laboratory po.
Okay, thank you guys. And now, who can give me the 3 objectives of survey report? Sige daw. Go, raise hands. Okay, Charles Kate.
So the 3 objectives of survey report is first, learn more about your target audience. Second, receive feedback regarding a recent event, product, or service. And last is establish positive relationship.
Okay, matuha. Anang objective of survey, tong audience, katong feedback about a product, events, or people, and relationship. Okay, establishing a relationship. Okay, guys, kumana ta sa survey, sa field report, o sa katong technical report. Okay, so karon guys, let's discuss the guidelines in writing those reports. Okay, atong first guidelines dire guys is value communicated. Okay, dili ta sa value communicated. Now, ako question. Kasi mga na-love life dire. Na-love life. Sige daw. Kasi na-love life. Go, dili maulaw. Dapat be proud. Go. Sige daw, kasi daw. Kasi na-love life. Katawa si Gilbert Villanueva. Wala ni love life ba? Kaningahara. Si Mendez Fuentes daw. Na-aday love life. Kinsa na ko Andre. Kinsa si Mendez. Sige. Okay, di man mo musabak kinsa yung mga love life no. Sige, it's okay. Okay, karon sa inyo lang butan. Pag nanay love life di na di butan. Okay. Uy, kadlok sa nanay anak. Okay, guys. Okay, dito ha. I have a question for you. How can you tell that a person values you? Or that a certain person values you? Kani. Sige, oy, Jov Gabriel. Sige daw, Jov Gabriel, how can you tell?
Ano sir, kaning ano, ah sa tagay ito. Sige, pahuta na sir, usab daw sir.
Job, relax Job ha. Manay question. How can you tell nga givalue ka sa katao? Sige daw.
Ay, kanang ano sir, kanang gi pangutana ka, nagkaon na ka dira bay. Ana sir. Ingnan kag eat well sir kana.
Okay. Thank you, Job. Okay, so pinain laidra. Kani si Gilbert, okay, murag kuan kayo. Gayna ra ni si Grace Sughan. Sige daw. Gilbert, go.
Ang takwa sir kay murag kanang ang ginapakita niya na ay mong value ni mo sir.
Ginapakita ang imong value. Okay, laban na to na Gilbert. Laban na to na side Gilbert. Okay, kinsa pa last? Si Lorraine Rico. Sige daw.
Ano sir, kanang mapakita niyang I value ni mo sir by caring no matter what happened po.
Okay. No matter what happened, big words. Okay, last na yun si Angeline. Si Angeline Australia. Last na ni siya.
Ano sir, Aurastila po in the Australia. Yung when he or she values your mental state or ano ba yan then when he or she wait lang tawag ani oy sir na mental block na ko.
Laban. Sige. Okay na to na. Sige. Thank you so much sa inyong mga input, guys. Okay. Tama man to siya. So, basta i-value kasi sa katao, daghang kay kag pwede maingon no, daghang i-value nimo mental state, ang imuhang mag-care siya nimo permente, words of affirmation, milet dagan pa. So karon guys, unsa na to pag-apply ang value communicated when you are writing these kinds of reports. I'm referring to the survey, field, and the technical report. So first, guys, we have this objective. Okay, guys, when you are valued, you should feel that the intention is correct, right? Kinsa mo agree dara? Sige, agree lang mo. Okay. In this intention, this is the objective. Dapat clear si Muha kung unsang intention niya si Muha. When you're writing this survey, you should clear your objective, your intention in writing the paper, whether it's a survey, it's a field, or technical report, that mag-expect ang imong reader nga kabalo sila unsa i-expect sa imong paper because you stated an objective. Sa inyo pa na, you must clear your intention. Okay ba? Sige. Laban ta. Okay, now, second is accurate. Wala pa naman, ma'am. Okay, accurate ta. Kanang, when a person values you, syempre, ipakita niya ang intention niya si mo in a correct and exact way. Dili man pwede nga mag-act tayo na confusing way, no? Nag-care na dito sa yahaw niya, itong ma-action sa yahaw, kaya kanang ginakuha na to siya, ginabaliwala na to, ginasnab na to. Sa lain pa, no? Lahi po tag nga ng language. So,
Paasa sir, no?
Ha?
Paasa sir.
Paasa, uy. So, grabe na si Lorraine. Basa na ka, Lorraine?
Sir, si Gilbert ba, sir? Sir, si Gilbert
Ipasa daw ni Gilbert, sir, si Lorraine.
Dili.
Ni Gilbert. Uy, gapo kayo.
Ay, nay.
Sige, ani siya, guys. Di ba paasa tano kung dili atong antong intention kay dili mag-match sa atong movement. So dapat correct and exact ang ato ang way. Same pud siya diri when you are writing field report, laboratory, and technical report. Okay, dapat the way you write is accurate. You write it in an accurate way na mag-match po siya sa imong objective. Ha? Okay ba? Nasabtan? Guys?
Sir, nasabtan, sir.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So, Objective, you must clear your intention when you write. Accurate, it must be correct and exact. Okay? Sige. Last is an honest presentation of facts and result. Okay. Okay, guys, when you value someone, whether it is your parents, your loved ones, your friends, dapat, thou shall not lie. Ay mo pangatik sila. Dili ta mangatik ha. Dili na to na i-practice. Okay? So, be honest. Nga, okay, kung dili mag-master, ikaw ra dahil mag-expect something. Si Genevieve Kambal, emotional kaya siya. Paglaban ni mo na Genevieve, laban lang yun sa life. Sige, o. Daghan na kayo drama din, no? Sige. Basta value communicated, guys. Timan ang natutulo. Dapat objective, state ang objective, clear ang imong intention. Accurate, correct, and exact ang imong pag-write. Na ikatulo, dili ka mangatik. Dapat correct ang imong presentation of facts ng imong gibutang dra. Ha? So kato lang. Iato nimo pag-value when you write the survey, field, and technical report. Okay, so nasabtan ba, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes po.
Thank you. Sige, next ma'am then. Okay, dirita. Basic content may consist of eyewitness accounts or first-hand information. Okay. Kani guys, sa imong content when you are writing these kinds of reports, we must first consider ang asa gikan ang imong information. So it could be eyewitness kanang mga naka-witness kung imuhang study or report is about kanang si termanoy kanang siya ba kanang situation siya ba kay mga eyewitness. Okay, accounts, it could be books, published books, articles, or any published papers kaning accounts. Then first-hand information, mo ni sila guys sa mga information nga gikan mismo sa mga tao nga imong gi-interview. You gather their experiences, you interviewed them para makuha first hand kung unsa gid ilang feelings ana nga substance or ana nga topic nga imong gi-ask nila ha. So, nga na tong content guys. Eyewitness, accounts, and first hand information. So, next, ma'am Den. Okay, basic content may contain facts, data, figures or statistics on or from people, events, phenomena, structure. Yeah. Guys, liman ano na to nga basta content, depende sa yung study. It could be the experiences ang inyong i-gather. It could be kanang mga answers sa mga tao, ilang personal, statistics, the numbers of people. It could vary guys from sa inyong topic ha, sa inyong topic sa inyong research. But mo na siya. When you in the content of your paper, when you write this kind of reports, dili nimo i-state ang facts, ang katong mga data nga na-gather nimo and findings. Okay ha? So relax sa diri sa basic content. Sige, next daw ma'am Danny. Okay, basic qualities of a good report. Okay, I would love to hear a volunteer to read this. Lorraine, lapas na ka sa langit, Lorraine. Isa pa man. Okay, Jansel. Sige, okay, Jansel.
Basic qualities of a good report. Objective, not a subjective point of view. Accurate, not sloppy presentation of facts, numbers, statistics, and data. Honest, not false or incomplete details and results. And brief and direct sentences.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jansel. So, na-highlight na nato ganyan no, ang kaning objective and not subjective point of view. So, our data or the qualities that consist in our report should not influence by feelings or opinions by others. Focus ta sa facts, okay? Not subjective nga influenced by feelings or opinions of others. Kaya dapat objective ta. Next is accurate. Dapat correct and exact ang atoang ginabutang nga mga data. Dili ta magkuan sloppy presentation of fact kanang dapat dili siya confusing, dapat clear siya, accurate siya. Okay, honest, syempre, not false or incomplete details of result. Dili ni mo ni pwede atik-atikon ni imong mga data diri ha. Dapat i-practice nato na nga sa basig asa nga butang, we should practice honesty. Okay? Nato high school pa to, itong mga sa taas atong board, honesty is the best policy. Yeah. Wala lang, share ko lang. Sige. Okay, next pa ma'am then. Okay, activity ta guys. Okay, activity ta. Who would volunteer to read this? Volunteer. Okay, volunteer. Any other hand? Oy, Genevieve. Sige daw. Genevieve Gambal ba to siya? Gambal. Where are you, Genevieve? Sige,
Sir,
Genevieve.
Genevieve.
Ay, Jennyvine. I'm sorry. Jennyvine. Sige, Jennyvine.
In recent years, the use of cosmetic products rises. Thus, the present study aims towards consumer survey of cosmetic products. In this study, 150 women consumers of cosmetic products from the Eslampo region were examined through the use of a structured questionnaire. Based from the result, 60% of women use cosmetics routinely and 34% use them occasionally. 30% of women said that the purchase cosmetics because of its brand name, and 57% of women said features and benefits influence purchase of cosmetics.
Okay, thank you, Jennyvine. Sige. Now, guys, based from this sentence, no, what do you think is the kind of report exemplified in this sample paragraph? Okay, go. Onanay. Tama dahil, wala na ko naingon na nga. Siyempre, ha, plus point yun ang mga participate, ha. Na naman may mga na-list ng mga nag-participate dire. Okay. The question, Lorraine, is what do you think is the kind of report? Di ba natay kinds of report? Sa so, mga kinds of report na to, what do you think the kind of report exemplified in this sample paragraph? Okay? Go, Lorraine.
Survey po.
Okay. Lorraine, why do you think that this is an example of a survey report?
Ano sir, kay nakabutang based from the results, 64% of women bale murag nag-conduct sila survey po kung pila ka percent ang for example ang women kay 64% of them kay use cosmetics routinely, and then ang uban kay 34%, tapos kato sir.
Okay. Thank you, Lorraine. Aside from, this is obvious nga, survey siya. It is also, nag-highlight po siya sa feedback about a product, a certain product. Diba? Unsa man nga product ang gi-highlight diriya, guys?
Cosmetics, sir.
Yes, cosmetic products. And that what makes this sample paragraph a survey report. Okay, next daw, ma'am then. Okay, guys, who would volunteer to read this? Bigyan naman kay score si Kuan, Lorraine. Another hand daw. Sophia.
It is no secret that the US is leading the world in its swelling obesity. The nation is subsisting on a diet on high-calorie convenience food. In fact, Americans have increased their spending on fast food items from $6 billion to nearly $160 billion annually over the past 4 decades. The key culprits are sugar and fat. To validate reports that fat and sugar behave in drug-like fashion, researchers have conducted laboratory studies demonstrating that they include classic addictive symptoms. For example, eliminating sugar from the nutritional regime of rats that are used to a primarily sweet diet produced anxiety asymptomatic of heroin and nicotine withdrawal.
Okay, thank you so much, Sophia. So, guys, same question ha. What do you think is the kind of report exemplified in this sample paragraph? Okay, si Lorraine ang nag-raise ng hand lang. Sige, Lorraine.
Laboratory po.
Okay, Lorraine, again, why do you think that this is a field laboratory report?
Ano sir, like based sa nakabutang area sir is what sila og studies about sa to dito na place. Nabuhat sa study kong for wait lang sir.
Okay, laban Lorraine. Okay, okay na to si Lorraine. Laban na to si Lorraine. Lorraine, are you still?
Sir. Yes sir.
Sama-sama na, okay na.
Nag-conduct sila. Yes po. Na-black out lang ko sir.
Sige, okay na.
Well, ano sila sir, like nag-conduct sila study unsay I mean like unsay reason nga nung daghan og obese sa US po sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Sige, any other idea? Sige daw. Isa to. Ahi, Sophia.
Same rin po sa akin, it's field laboratory report po. Mainly because they conducted laboratory studies and they conducted laboratory studies dahil din na-observe nila na leading yung US for swelling obesity.
Okay. So, correct to siya, no? Tama na siya nga, this paragraph is an example of field laboratory report. Kaya di ba, na-highlight na ko ganyan na field report laboratory, duha siya, observation and experiment. So, it could be observation of people, places, and events, and experiment using laboratory works. Okay, so, thank you sa mga nag-participate og rest assured ang inyong plus points. Sige daw. Next, Ma'am Den. Okay, guys, have you made one or two of the aforementioned kinds of reports before? If yes, what kind of report? Isa naka-experience nagbuhat ato sa mga report before? Hello? Naa? Wala pa. Hello? Wala pa makatry, guys. Sige lang, next question. Ongoing pa karon. Okay, okay. Sige daw. Next daw, Ma'am Den. Okay, what do you observe, guys, from the context of each written report examples? Kung saan observe ninyo class sa mga sa mga content sa tulo? From survey report, field, and technical report. Okay, Angeline. Go.
Ano sir, na yung mga information.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, Angeline. Yeah. Gane, information. Okay. So, thank you, Gihapon. Gilbert Villanueva, sige daw.
Ano sir, may mga evidence sir, mga evidence tong paagi din nila experiment na ano sir.
Okay, good observation, no, Gilbert. So, guys, mulihis ta kami, ibig sabihin mag-focus ta ba sa ilang similarities? Di na po ta silang differences. Ano sa mga nakita niyo nga differences nilang tulo? Hello. Hilom na pod. Sophia, Pauline.
The way they gather data and information and conduct an experiment for their report or study. Since yung survey, they gather data or information by doing a survey or questionnaires for other people, specifically for depende sa study nila or report. Then scientific technical report is mostly on experiments, and for field laboratory reports, they observe a certain area or study or experiment.
Okay, nice. Thank you so much, no, Sophia. Isa pa ilang idea. Okay, according to Gilbert daw, lahi daw, saan gingon ni Gilbert? Lahi sila pagkuha og information, sir, og data. Okay, yeah, yes, pwede. Sige, sa pinalain, last one. Hello. Wala na laing ideas dara. Okay na? Sure mo ba? Bisag malain mo nga, wala ko kitawag ni sir. Ginara ko si Gans. Ay, sama si Lorraine. Samlood na ni sila. Lorraine, go Lorraine!
Sa ilang tools sir kay lahi ang ilang pagkuha sa information, like for example sa survey first kay Pauline sir, like nagakuha sila og information through asking people po, and then sa laboratory they are gathering information through experiments po. Then yes po, same lang akong answer kay Pauline sir.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for your participation. No? Sige, next daw, Ma'am Denny. Okay, guys, kane. For $1 million question, how can you relate these reports in our chosen career of fields or in your chosen career of fields? Sige daw. Ang Miss Universe na siya nga question, guys. Go. Would like to volunteer? Isa lang siguro, isa lang. I would like to hear a one student. Daw? Wala? Walang answer? Sure ba? Si Lorraine gahapon. Sige. Wala nailain. Dan daw. Sige daw. Lorraine daw. Try daw, Lorraine. Hello, Lorraine? Ay, okay. Si Dan. Dan, where are you? Dan, please open your mic. Wala. Wala idea how can you relate these kinds of reports? Sige, hi. Uy, wala, Jude. Unsa yung mga, unsa kayo mo dire, di ba? Ano, ABM mo? Unsa mga strand, guys?
STEM, sir.
Ay, STEM mo. Okay. So, okay, STEM. So, how can you relate these reports? Katong mga reports nga, tong writing reports. How can you relate the survey, field reports in your chosen career? What would these reports would benefit you soon? Or in the near future? Sige daw. Last question na ni guys. Wala mag-super stripper. Ay, nagsabaan na. Ay, Angeline. Wala mag-super. Sige daw. Wala, as in. Sure na, Jude? Ah, sige. Wala na, Jude. Sure ba? Sige, oy.
Wala, sir.
Lang ka, sir.
Ah, sige daw. Lorraine daw. Lorraine daw.
I think, sir, makarelate na siya sa among future career po, sir. Like, for example, kay sa STEM, di ba, sir, kay ilahi man may course kwa on, like, siguro, sir, makatabang siya sa, for example, magkuag medical na course po, basig makatabang siya, like, sa, like, mga, about medicine, sir, or, like, something,
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, pwede siya, no? Sa medicine, sa humanities, and social studies, pwede mo nagamit yung mga reports. Basically, about if you have subject research, you have to do this kind of things, okay? You have to report, di ba? When you become a grade 12, when you become a college student soon, yeah, mag-report man ginawa. Bisag sa your workplace po, naging mga reports yung mahitabo sa tong life. Sige daw, next daw, Ma'am Den. So guys, recap the last, guys. Go. Paspas lang ni ha. Sige. Guys, akong first question is, okay, what are the various kinds of reports? The 3 kinds of reports. Go. Raise your hands. Lorraine, go.
survey, laboratory, and field po.
Okay, thank you, Lorraine. Next question, guys. What makes the survey report different from scientific and field report? Lorraine Gapon. Ay, Sophia Pauline.
What makes the survey report different from scientific and field laboratory report is they give questionnaires or surveys to a certain group of people, while scientific and field laboratory is mainly just you who conducted the study or report observing a certain area or group and conducting an experiment.
Yes, thank you. Okay, guys, what are the 3 objectives of the survey report? Go, raise your hand. Okay, Sharscape.
Learn more about target audience, receive feedback regarding a recent event, product, or service, and establish positive relationship.
Okay, thank you so much, Sharscape. Guys, what are the objectives of the technical report? Go, raise your hands. Julian May Flores, go.
Information, experiments, prototypes, infrastructure, and measurement and calculation po.
Okay, how about objectives about field report? Hello? Yeah, raise your hands. Objectives of field report. Wala may nakita nga kuan objectives sa field report. Liza Gilbert, come na. Okay, guys. Okay, Sophia Pauline daw.
To provide a complete, detailed report of an observation or experiment.
Yes. Okay, guys. Kani. Can anyone recite the structure in writing a technical report? Sige daw. Sige, Joanna Danica Franco.
Letter of transmittal, title page, abstract, table of contents, list of figures, executive summary, glossary, introduction, body, conclusion, recommendation, appendix, and ayan, yun na po.
Okay. Thank you so much. O sige. Sige, for the last question, what are the 3 guidelines in writing survey, technical, and field report? Katong tulo ka guidelines. Go. In other hand, aside kay Joanna and Sophia. Okay, Julian.
Value communicated, basic content, and basic qualities of a good report.
Okay, thank you, Julian. So, guys, that's all. So, karon guys, for your plan, thank you so much for your participation. Now, next ma'am then. Okay, guys, for your asynchronous task, mano yung inyong kuan, mano yung assignment. Search for at least one example of kinds of report, either survey, field, or technical report. Then, state the type of report structure and objectives of the given report you have chosen. Pwede niyo na i-picturean guys or kanang kuan. Kamo bala. Bisa kaning this is your asynchronous task ka, take note about this. Okay. Examples no. Yes, examples lang. Ma'am Denny, pwede ka na po mo proceed nga part po, Ma'am Denny. Okay.
Okay. Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes po.
Hello. Okay.
Yes po.
Yes, and for our format, have here the type of report, the structure, and the objective. Make sure to submit it on or before December 3, 2021. Just make sure to be mindful with our format, A4 bond paper, Arial 12, justified, and 1.5 spacing. Okay, so we have here the following criteria. You can take a screenshot of this as well so that you will be guided with the scores or scoring that we will be guide or you will be using as our guide to assess your outputs. Yes, you're raising your hand, friends.
Ay, ma'am, pwede pabalik, ma'am, katong sa itong
Oh,
buhat.
I'm so sorry. Yes. Okay. Okay, search for at least one example of kinds of reports. Okay, so it's either you have to choose just one from survey, field, or technical report. Okay, and then just state the type. You have you already know what are the type of reports, right? The structures and also their objectives. So you just have to uh, analyze the types of examples that you have found from the internet or in the textbooks. Okay, just choose just one from survey, field, or technical. And the format. Okay, nag-screenshot na ba mo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Done na po.
Okay. Ang criteria, guys. Yes, these are the following criteria for the content and format and structure and the grammar. Okay. Yes, do you have any questions?
None, ma'am.
All right. Oh, yes. Thank you so much for your participation, class. We really appreciate all of your input for today. Yes, we are. Yes, Rain, you have something to say?
I would like to thanks everyone for participating in our class and for being so participative. Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir.
Yes.
So guys,
Just
that's all guys for our discussion for today. So I hope you had fun and you have learned a lot. Okay. Thank you so much. Go, Adrian. Thank you so much for your participation. Stay well, guys. Stay well. Goodbye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye, sir. Bye, ma'am.
Bye,
Okay,
ma'am.
salamat.
Bye. Thank you din sa inyo, guys.
thank you. Bye.
Okay na. Wala na siya. Ano students? Hi, students. Pag nakagawas na mo. Good afternoon. I'm sorry po. Hindi po ako nasagot ng tanong. Saan siya?
Fel?
Oh, okay lang.
Sorry. Okay na magkawas na. Okay, nag-wait may
Okay na.
mga student.
Gani, nagkuha na si Kuan, Felix. Sa mga attendance, Fel?
Ay, mag-attendance ako pero paki-off sa yung recording.
Ay, okay. Okay, thank you.
Pero kasi mag-demo na, pwede na mag-exit, guys.
Oo.
Ba, ay, Anayala.